Hello everybody, and welcome to Kingdom New Lands. My name is Zinixia, and this is going to be a bit more of a sort of walkthrough rather than more of a let's play. I've been playing this game for a very, very long time, and I know pretty much how it works, how all of it works. So this is an idea for anyone who wants to pick up the game, anyone who's not sure about how it works, but is interested in it. And it's a very difficult game when you first pick it up as well, of course. So for those new players, this is a little bit of a how to play kind of a deal. Now I have unlocked all the unlockables, so I'll do my best in this playthrough not to use any of them, or at least use them as they would have appeared anyway within the game. Now what you should do here is, because this is the first night and the first island, you've got nothing with you, you should really start off by building some walls, of course. This will tell you this in the tutorial and it actually won't let you do anything else the very first time. So this point where I've got to now, you will have been told how to get there by the ghost that follows you around. Which is around somewhere. I don't know where it's gone. I've lost it for the moment. So basics, you have two types of units to start with. You have the builders and you have the hunters or archers, depending on what you want to call them. They aren't, I don't think they are given a name specifically in the game itself. And it's a very simple game. You control it with the left and right buttons, or the WASD, so therefore A and D, I should say, and the S button, or the down button. And this is interchangeable. So it's a very simple concept, but the strategy is actually quite difficult. The basic concept is you start off with this little village here. You've got some walls, you've got a campfire, you've got some vendors, and you've got a couple of citizens. This guy's just been out shooting rabbits, that's why he's come back and given me some coins. Now, coins are pretty much both your HP and currency in this game. There are enemies that come out at night. They, I believe, are called the Greed. You'll see them shortly. You'll see one or two of them come up and try and attack me. And maybe I can get a dude in before, actually. I'm talking too much and not actually playing the game. It's not a good idea. So the basic idea is what you want to do is recruit as many people as you can to come in and become archers or builders. You'll see what I mean by this as we go on, because outside the walls, there should be one just over here. Yes, here we are. You can recruit this gentleman here. And there's another one just hiding off behind the bushes here. And these guys will come over to your town, and they will become part of your town. They'll become your citizens, as it were. So, normally I would have done that a lot faster and got those guys as soon as I got into the game. It's very important that you do things as efficiently as you can, generally speaking. Now, this is the first island, so I'm not too worried about making a few mistakes here and there, because the first island is very much a training island, and most people should be able to get past it in, if not the first go, then the second, or definitely the third. Now, it's nighttime, so we will be attacked by the Greed this evening, who I believe will be coming from the right-hand side. There won't be very many of them, of course, to start with. This being the first night, they always let you in easy, but it does build up to something much more intense. Oh no, they're over here and there's no archers. So this will happen occasionally. The game will decide to, for want of a better phrase, screw you over completely. There are some bugs in it. And it will put your... There we go. So it'll put your newly recruited archers all on the one side. I don't know why it does that, but it just did that to me now. So they broke through the wall here. You can repair the wall with 1 coin. It's not a problem. If they hit you, those things that you saw there, they will knock a coin out of your bag. If they hit you and you have no coins in your bag, then they will knock your crown off. They'll steal your crown and you will no longer be king or queen, depending on what gender you have been assigned at the start of the game. Now, archers, please do not do that again. Now, I now know that because there's only one portal. Now, that won't mean anything to people who don't know the game, but there's only one portal in the first island. Now, portals are what spawn those enemies, the Greed, as they're called. Oh, there's the ghost dude. I just left him back here. No, I'm not going that way. And if you sit through the first part of the game, you'll see this is the logo that collapses behind you. And the dramatic music plays. Now, while your hunters are back in town and are collecting some gold for you, what you want to be doing is going out into the forest and doing a little bit of exploration. A little bit, but not too much. This is very key. If you go too far and it gets too late, then the greed will catch you and you will probably lose the game. Now, there's a nice chest. There's a 2 or 3 chests, I believe, on the first island, so make sure you get out and get them all. And of course, now that I know that the greed are on the left-hand side, the right-hand side is completely freed up. And I can just go out and wander there as much as I want without worrying. Now, as you can see, my horse just ran out of stamina. This is something you also need to manage a little bit. When you're running, which is when you double-tap the left or right key, then you will have a sort of invisible stamina bar, which will be indicated by as getting low by when your horse starts panting a little bit, and then it will eventually stop running and start walking and panting heavily again. And once it stops doing that, then you can move on and continue running. You can also let your horse eat some grass by standing over the grass, at which point it will actually get, again, invisible boost to its stamina, and it will be able to go for a bit longer. Now, as I said, the real key here, the real focus area, is getting these men here. Is there another one? No, they spawn fairly regularly, so it's always worth going back and checking, see if one has appeared. Now, the goal of the game is to rebuild this boat and escape the island. Now, the pier of the island, as I now know, because, again, the portal is on the left, having been attacked from the left, the pier is on the right-hand side, as far as the right-hand side will go. So I can go out here as far as I want, more or less. I'll get back to what this is in a minute. And there's another little village here. I can steal a couple more dudes, get them into my town. And another chest, of course, for some extra free coins. Now, back in town, you'll have seen a man with a donkey wandering around that I gave a coin to, and who gave me a large number of coins as well. This is a bit of a random system that appears on the first 2, I think maybe 3. It's the first 2 or 3 islands. And here's the dock that I was talking about, the pier. And basically, you give him 1 coin. He goes off to his house. He comes back, and he will give you lots of coins. I think 10 coins or something like that. Every day, every morning. So you have to remember to give him the 1 coin. Very important on these first islands as well, when you're not so used to the game, to get that going. As you can hear, my horse has now started panting. So, yeah, there you go, it stopped. The horses in this game all have asthma, I've discovered. Now, this here is also a very important part of the game. You upgrade that, it goes from wood to stone, and you can then upgrade your walls from wood to stone as well. This dude's having a nice little midnight stroll through the woods. Not a care in the world. So as I say, the main focus, certainly in the early game, is to just build up your population. Get as many of these guys in as you possibly can. Don't worry about the boat yet. If you want to do a speed run, okay, fair enough. Try and go for the boat. But I'm not about speed, I'm about getting it right and succeeding. And reliably succeeding. So what we want to do now as well is give a bunch of bows to these guys. Now, give me some coins, please, sir. Thank you very much. Now he's going to wait here for a coin, gets a coin, goes off back to his house. Good. They didn't break through this time. Now, another thing you need to know is that clearing trees is very important, especially in the early game. Because what this means is when you clear trees, this allows the grass to grow, and when the grass grows, you get these tiny, cute little bunny rabbits that will pop up and get shot by your archers. Each of them will drop 1 coin. And this is, if you can get enough archers going in a big enough area, you have basically an infinite amount of coins. You will never ever worry about how many coins you have. I often worry about having too many coins if I'm playing too well, as it were. You know what I mean? Too well is perhaps the wrong term to use. So now the forest will disappear here, and in a few minutes this grass here will start to creep out towards the left-hand side, and then grass, bigger tall grass I should say, will pop up as well. Now always remember to upgrade your town. This gives you now a little bit of a strategy I'll be using later on one of the later islands is how to get the most out of your upgrades and get things for free as well. Doesn't really work so well on the first island, but it's very valuable on the later islands. I'll try my best and show you exactly why that is as we go on. Another dude here. What you can also do sometimes is just leave a coin when the guy spawns, so you don't have to wait there for him. When the guy spawns, he'll automatically find the coin and come back to your town, and pick up the first tool or weapon he finds. Now, you can see this grass has crept out now, and while I've been looking away. So what we're also going to do is I'm going to extend my rule to this area, so we get all of it going as well at the same time. Expanding is very important. These little brown lumps on the ground, that's where you can build walls. These bigger rocks is where you can build little outposts for archers to stand in, so they can get a better view over the wall and shoot the greed more effectively. You can see the grass has already come all the way out to here. And we should see some of the tall grass start to pop up as well. Fairly soon. Now, nighttime, you should always... on the first island, it's not so important. You can go out on the right-hand side if you want. But most nights, it's very important that you stay inside your settlement at all times. Because it's very, very easy to be caught out by the greed at any time. Here they come. And they're dead. As I say, they take it very, very easy on you, I should say. They take it very easy on you the first few nights. Now this here that has popped up, now that I've upgraded my town hall to this level, I don't know what level 4 I suppose maybe it is. If you pay 6 coins into these, you can get a catapult. Now these are very important. You will not survive past about night 9 without a catapult on the side of the greed. Certainly on number 1, and catapult on both sides on islands 2 and further. Okay, lovely. Some coins, wonderful. Now, it's worth noting that the men will not give you coins if you are not standing still. If you run, or if you're not walking, I should say. If you're running past them, they won't give you coins. You need to either stop next to them or walk slowly past them, and they'll drop coins if they have any. It's also worth noting that these campsites here, if you want to keep them around, you have to keep the trees on both the left and the right-hand sides intact. That's very, very important, because if you remove either of them, the town will just disappear. The campsite will just vanish. Something that it's worth knowing before you jump in. And it's, again, something that the game just doesn't tell you. The game doesn't tell you anything about how to play it, which is partly why I like it, in a lot of ways. So, let's build a catapult. There we go. Now these 2 builders will go off. Now I've made sure that I've got 2 builders now, because one of them, minimum, one of them will need to man the catapult at all times in order for it to be able to fire. Here's the tall grass I was talking about, which has now popped up. It's amazing how quickly everything grows in this game. Deer, you can also try and sort of corral into your town towards your archers, like this, and get shot. They drop 2 coins. Or 3 coins, maybe it is, actually. Sorry, I think it's 3 coins they drop. So worthwhile if you want to spend the time doing it. Now, this is a worthwhile place to move forward to as well. Perhaps, but there's not really much expansion that you need to do on the first island. Defending on the one side is about all you really need to worry about on the first island. So try and keep don't worry about expanding too much. Just make sure there's plenty of grassland on one side or both sides of your town, so that your archers will be productive. Unlike these ones. Unfortunately, I have to keep them here because there's this thing over here. And I can't expand that without losing my influx of people. And that'll really, really slow down the gameplay. Make it really difficult for me to progress. So here's the catapult, and I've now upgraded this to a stone wall. I think I'm also going to upgrade this once more to make it a slightly taller tower. And there's some lovely dead rabbits for me in coin form. That's what you want. This kingdom is built on dead rabbits and dead deer. Now there's one other character that appeared when I... There we go, so that's a slightly taller tower built there. There's one other character, this gentleman here with the feather in his cap. You can give him coins. You give him... Okay, well, he disappeared in time. I'll give him some more tomorrow. And I'll show you what he does. So now again, it is day 4, so we're just waiting around for the greed to come at night. Day 5, something a little bit special happens, and I'll show you what that is, and we'll talk a bit more about it when it arrives. Right now, though, we are doing well. By day 4, you want to have at least a stone wall built. If you want, you can have the tower as well. The tower is not necessarily important. I quite like them. But don't worry about them if you don't have the coins for it. But clearing space, hiring people from the campsites, and as quickly as you can, and building a strong wall in the direction of the greed is your absolute priority on island number 1. Once you've set up like this, you're pretty good for at least another 10 days now. Catapult as well was another priority that you should have. Very much so. Have they already been? Yeah. You can see the stone over here. Means the catapult fired. I will try and hang around for that so you can see it in the next evening. Alright, so daybreak should be coming any second now. There we go. Some free coins. Oh, and he gave me back some coins. Alright, there we go. I gave him 10 coins and he now puts them into the bank. So this is a good way for you to save coins, basically. You give them to him if you've got to the point, which I often do, when you've got too many coins to carry, because the purse up in the right-hand corner there does not carry a lot of coins. It looks quite big, and it always feels, certainly at the beginning, like it's very empty, but it's actually not that big at all. And so what you do is you give all your extra coins to him, and whenever you want to, you can just walk up to him and he will fill up your purse. Not on the same day you gave it to him, though. If you come back to him the day after, he will then fill up whatever room is left in your purse or money bag, whatever you want to call it. So it is now day 5. It is raining, which is very usual for day 5. And something very special is about to happen in the evening. But as I say, we'll get onto that in a bit. Everyone's nice and relaxed. We're doing quite well. Apart from my horse, who has asthma. Honestly, real horses can run a lot further than this without getting tired. Okay. So we're now at the point where I just need to basically continue hiring and collecting coins. Hiring people and collecting coins and just repeating that ad nauseum. This will happen for a few days. And then when we've got enough resources put together, we can then start building the boat. Once we're very secure in our defense. There we go. Have that, sir. Put another coin out here so I get the next dude coming as well. Take this time to just talk about the game as a whole. I personally love this game. I think it's an excellent, very well put together game. It's a very simple concept with but with very, very interesting strategies which evolve. Now that noise there, that's what I'm talking about. Very interesting. Okay, they'll arrive shortly. There's some very interesting strategies that develop. You have to. It's very much resource management. It's being tactical. It's being sensible. It's exploration. It's you can be quite stressed. I mean, it's such a simple game. You'd think that, oh, it's very easy to crack the code and figure it out. I have, I think, 60 hours put into this game or so, which is quite a lot for such a small game. And you know, it's only fairly recently that I feel that I've completely cracked the code and I can beat this game on any of the difficulties without too much worry. Now, the noise you heard before, the eerie music, and the red moon that'll be rising shortly behind the rocks over there is something that happens every 5 days. Now, this means that there is a surge of power coming from the magic portal where the greed spawn. And it'll be a larger group than normal. Now, this is the first blood moon, so I highly doubt it'll be too much of an issue, but these blood moons get pretty horrific later on. I mean, they get really hectic. Here we go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not so bad. Just 5? That's pitiful even for a first blood moon. That's rubbish. It's always disappointing, the first one. It's got so much build-up and then it's like just 5 dudes turn up. But, alright, there's another one of those. Have another arrow. Another bow, I should say, sorry. I can upgrade this once more. And this here means I now get free... See how these are all being upgraded? I get free towers and free stone walls. Which is very much worth noting. Because if you can avoid paying for those, it's very much worth it. So yeah, the game is just beautiful. It's so simple. The graphics are fairly simple, but at the same time very detailed for being pixelated graphics. And the music is stunning. The atmosphere is excellent. It's got that beautiful parallax scrolling in the foreground and the background. So many layers to it. It's stunning. I love it. It's a very relaxing game as well. Even though I said it, even though it can get stressful at times, it's still a very, very good game to just sort of sit back and have a bit of a chill to, which is always nice. I did not give this guy a coin. Very important that we do that. I do forget that from time to time. Alright, but everything seems to be fine out here. Guys are collecting coins and killing rabbits, as they should be. So you see all this grass that has grown here now is very important. Now, one of the most important things you need to know is that after a blood moon, like the one we just had last night, there is no attack. So that means that you are free to wander as you wish out into the forest. In this case, I could go out to the right-hand side anyway, as much as I wanted, but because of the blood moon, I can now come out to the left as well, and it's worth exploring and seeing what else there is. If there's any treasures you've missed out on, etc., etc. Now, back there was a dog under a tree. They're mostly just for aesthetics. You can drop a coin on the log and the log breaks, and the dog follows you around. The dogs can also be carried away by the greed, which is kind of heartbreaking when that happens. But they will simply bark in the direction of the greed attack for that evening if it's a blood moon. Because on normal days when you've got two sides, this is the portal coming up, by the way. That's the portal there. So when there's two sides, uh-oh, I may have been silly now. Actually, no, blood moon. What am I talking about? I'm safe. But yes, so the dog will bark in the direction of the blood moon's attack for the evening. This statue thing that I just walked past is a sort of shrine, where if you put 4 coins into it, you can do that then 3 times, to a maximum of 12 coins. It will improve your archer's aim and damage, which is again very, very useful in the late game, in the later islands. So it's very worthwhile doing that. But not on the first island. It's a waste of money on this island, because they will manage just fine. We'll be out of here by day 15, I'd imagine. Thank you. Any coins? There you go. See, look at all that. See how we're already starting to... And another thing, see on the top right there where the coins started overflowing, and now they've fallen out of my purse, and some fell into the river. That's also quite annoying when that happens. So just find things to upgrade if you don't have the banker dude available. Just see if you can find things that you can upgrade. I promise you, it's worthwhile. Alright, there we go. We've got the fully upgraded castle now. I'll explain why that is a good thing shortly, but that's, again, for a slightly later thing. I will start on the boat now as well, I think. Now, the boat requires a lot of coins. Now, you're putting 2 coins in at a time for each piece of wood that goes in. So you need to make sure your economy is fairly stable, and that you have got to that point where you've started getting a little bit of excess money before you start on the boat. Otherwise, you can quite easily end up fucking yourself over, and end up with no money to build more people, to recruit more people and all that thing when you're not quite at the point you should be yet. There we go, thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? No. See, so these dudes here, I can get some money off him. Thank you. See, those dudes there, for example, if I didn't have the economy going already and knew that I had money waiting for me here, they wouldn't have had anything to do for a while, and it would have been stressful, me waiting around for these guys to try and build some to earn some money, etc., etc. Coins, please. Thank you. So I really want to go hard on the boat right now. And then hopefully, my aim is to be off the island by day 15. Now these here are how you get knights. So I'm just going to put the 2 on the right-hand side because I don't actually need any on the left at the moment. He needs a coin, however. He will start moving out further after a few days for some reason. I don't know why. Probably just to confuse you more than anything else. So it's a lot to think about. You have to remember and keep doing things, hiring people. Oh, there's one, speaking of which. Etc., etc. Oh yes, and I was going to go get some more. Excuse me, sir. That was not your coin to take. So I need to keep going and putting some more coins into the boat because the builders do finish really quite quickly. At the same time, you do need to be careful. Try not to do too much building on the boat at night time, because the builders will prioritize the building of the boat over manning the catapults, and you can quite easily screw yourself by doing that. Now, see here, I have a beautiful knight over on the right-hand side here. Now, he is very useful for later islands, but I would like one on this one because I can send him on the boat when we leave the island and take him with me to the next one. So it's like a way to carry over some of my resources and give me a starting advantage on the next one. What knights do in the later islands is that they can be sent out to attack portals and destroy them. Basically, there are smaller portals which will be on the smaller than the one I showed you earlier that appear on the later islands. I'm going to avoid these guys because they're going to give me too many coins. And the smaller portals can be destroyed. The big ones cannot be destroyed. However, they can be dismantled for 3 days. And then after 3 days, they will reform. So it gives you 3 days of no attacks, which can be quite nice. Right, here we go. Anything interesting happening? See, see these builders got back there just in time because they need to be hammering the catapult to reset it. Otherwise, it'll just fire the once. It's not always the most accurate thing in the world. The type of masks that the greed things have on determines their health. So they take a certain number of hits. There we go. Oh, no, stop. They take a certain number of hits before they die. I don't know the exact numbers, personally, but I know that the ones with the sort of 3 spikes on the top of their heads are the hardest ones, I believe. Just let my horse take a breather, take his inhaler. And then from this point on, you're pretty much set. You're pretty much good to go. Right now, all you need to do is finish the boat and you're done. Mostly what I'm doing now is just trying to set myself up for the next island so that I have the best start as I possibly can. Because the better you build yourself up on the first island, oh, there we go, that's the boat finished. And the more you take with you, then the better it's going to be for you in the next island, on the future islands to come. So there we go, now I've got the 2 knights, and each of the knights will sort of transform some archers, as you can see here. They will get 4 archers each. They'll transform them into royal archers, I believe they're referred to. And they are just slightly better shots, and they don't go out and hunt. So you need to be a little bit careful with that. So again, don't get knights until you've got enough archers that they will still continue hunting. Especially if you're using the tactic that I'm showing you here. Because that will actually take archers from the left-hand side and put them on the right-hand side. Another small tip, it's worth noting that the boat will move faster if there are no trees around. So clearing trees in front of the boat, like this, is a very, very good idea. Just let my horse eat a bit so I don't run out of stamina too much. This can often be quite difficult because it'll sort of conflict with your little hiring camps. So it's very important that you manage that in such a way that you have enough people before you start plowing through all these camps and such. Yeah, I'll take a couple more. Why not? Why not? Or the nice, peaceful, quiet forest. Now again, this does take the builders away from the catapult. But that's a risk I'm okay taking at the moment. What I will do, however, though, is I will go and upgrade the wall on the left-hand side to the top level. There is one more level above that you can upgrade the wall to. Which is very important. See, there they go running out. They've already destroyed all the other ones here. Thank you, thank you. Let the horse eat. So I would say this is a slight issue with the game, that you can't... Not necessarily that you can't tell people what to do and when. That would be a bit too much to put into it. But that they don't prioritize correctly. As in, for example, if you've got an archer sitting in one of the towers, the archer just stays there. They never move. This one here, for example. He will never leave that tower unless I upgrade the tower. However, yeah, as you see here, this is where I've created a small issue for myself. Because they're probably going to break through that wall now. Maybe going to break through the wall. I'm ready to run if I need to, though. See, now they do actually lose interest, actually. So that's fine. But that can be an issue if you do have not enough builders and send them off to do shit, like I just did. So I think I will start by building getting a few more of these guys. And then we should be almost done with this island. I'll have some money, please, sir. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, nice. So yeah, that's something you really need to watch, is you need to make sure that if you're going to go like with this full-on tactics, like building for the next island like this, you need to make sure that the left-hand side is still taken care of and not neglected. I need to build a wall there, I'll tell you why in a second. Now I'm going to launch the boat. And the builders will now be taken to pushing the boat off to the right-hand side. Now, when I build a wall here, because it doesn't work with the first wall, you have to have it at the second wall. You get this banner here where you can put 4 coins into it. You can do it twice because I've got 2 knights, and these knights will now go off and jump on the boat, or follow the boat until it reaches the pier, at which point they will jump off. Now, one of you can become an archer, and one of you can become a builder. Please hurry up. Please, for the love of God, hurry up. Okay, so that's the strongest wall you can have. Again, there's another shrine you can get on some islands, not on this one. On some islands where you can get the shrine, which will improve your wall health as well. It'll get a little sparkle to it, and makes it much harder for the enemies to kill. But that's not 100% necessary right now. Coins. Thank you. So it is day 9, so we're one more day before we get the next blood moon. That does worry me slightly, because I am a little low on archers on the left-hand side. But hopefully I should be able to get enough in time. It'll be fine for tonight. And potentially for tomorrow. Well, and hopefully for tomorrow. If I get enough built. Or recruited, I should say. Keep using the wrong words. I also like to use this game as a bit of a time waster if you're on a flight or if you are on a bus, traveling anywhere. You know, it's a great game to play because as you can already see, like one island, even the easiest island, takes half an hour to 40 minutes. So if you've got a 2-hour flight, 3-hour flight, you're not tired, you don't want to sleep or anything like that, you just boot up this game. You don't have to have too much elbow room because you only have to touch 3 buttons at once. You don't have to be elbowing the people in the seats next to you. And you can just disappear into this game for a few hours and suddenly you're at your destination. I've done that many times. Just let my horse eat for a second. Make sure that everything's still okay over on the left. The other thing is that by this point, even if the greed somehow managed to charge the town and destroy everything, they cannot reach all the way out to where the boat is now. They can't actually physically get that far in the time that they have before they turn around. No, they managed just fine. Where are all the archers, though? This is what I'm worried about. Did they all run out already? Start shooting things? Or do I actually only have 1 archer? Oh gosh. Yeah. So I am being a little bit risky. I'm running it really close to the edge on this one. But it can be done. And as I've said already, it doesn't really matter at this point. Once you've got the boat going and it's on the opposite side of your town from the portal, even if the town gets completely destroyed, it doesn't really matter too much. Oh, there's another dude there waiting for something to do. There we go. Oh, and that's another thing that I forgot about that I just did. The donkey guy's house also has the same rules that apply to it as the campsites. If you destroy the trees on either side, then it will disappear, which is what I did here, which is why the donkey man is no longer coming back. Unfortunately. But the boat should be very nearly at the edge now. Oh yes, it's very, very close. So it shouldn't matter too much by now. Because they only have to come out to... it's a little bit further. They only have to come to here. It's going to be a couple of minutes of waiting. So what you can either do now is, if you want, you can continue to try and maintain your town, maybe get a bit more gold to take with you to the next island. Or you can just sit here, wait, enjoy the view, enjoy the sunset, and the music. I won't let you just sit here and watch me for 5 minutes, though, as we gaze into the sunset. May as well move back and have a look at things. Oh, you can also try and chase these into the guys at the boat. They will shoot it as well. Weirdly enough. There we go. So the guys in the towers will not shoot deer, but these guys will, for some reason. Not sure why. See if we can chase some more deer into them. Because the more coins you've got on you at them, when you leave this island, the more you'll have on you when you start the next island. There we go. There we go. I had thought this was meant to be the blood moon, but maybe it's not till day 11 for some reason. That does happen sometimes. It is a little bit sporadic at times. Okay, go. Shoot it. No. Naturally, the deer get scared when arrows are shot at them. So if you charge at them enough with your horse, they will turn around and go back into the arrows. There we go. There's one. Seems a bit cruel, but they are just pixels on a screen at the end of the day. I need them to turn into brown and white. Turn from brown and white jumping pixels into shiny golden pixels, please. And there we go. It's very close now. Just a few more minutes and we'll be there. Oh, we just got another dude in the tower up there for some reason. Go and defend the town, you idiots. Oh well, we'll have a full complement at least when we leave the island. That's always nice. The only other thing you could have, really, that is a bonus to you when you leave the island is a little bit more gold. I have, yeah, 3/4 full purse at the moment. And if you go with a full one, it's a little bit better, but again, if you just follow the same tactics that I use, you'll be rolling in cash in not too long after you land on the island anyway. Oh, come on, boat. It's very close now. You'll see it pick up a little bit of speed as soon as it... Yeah, there you go. As soon as it left the trees there, it picks up speed. Quite significantly. Okay. Come on now. Oh, another thing as well that's very, very key to think about, or to remember. Don't be too eager to launch the boat now when it comes to the end, because you need to wait for everyone to jump on. If you launch the boat before everyone's jumped on, see, they'll all start going in now, then they will not jump on. They will go back to the town, and you'll lose them forever. So 10 more coins, and you're off on your voyage. So thank you very much for joining me. This has been the introduction to Kingdom New Lands. This has been the first island. Very, very straightforward. We'll move on next time. We'll talk a bit more about how to manage your knights a little bit more, and how to do a bit of farming and that sort of thing, and just maybe get a little bit more of an economy going. I always tend to go very, very quickly through the first island just to get those basic resources built up and move on. Okay? So thank you very much. If you liked what you see, please feel free to leave a like below. It does help a lot. Or feel free to comment. I'll get back to you. And subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content like this. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.